So in this video we're going to be looking at two projectors. They're both from Optoma, they're both 4K, one is the UHD65 and the other is the UHD60. Now there is a little bit of difference between them and there's certainly a difference in price, but which one should you buy? Let's take a look. So my friends, these are the two projectors in question today. On the left the UHD60 and on the right the UHD65. Now, on the face of things, you may not see many differences, and certainly physically there aren't too many at all. In fact, it's the identical chassis and there's only differences on the insides. On the back you've got all of the same inputs for both projectors. So there is a bigger difference in terms of price. In fact, here in the UK at the moment there's around £700 difference, which equates to around $800 or $900. Now here the two are side by side, and on the left is the UHD65 and on the right is the UHD60. Now if you do see some banding or some flickering, rest assured my friends that you will not see that in reality. That is literally just the camera that we're using, the frequency, creating that on the screen. What you will notice though is that there is more contrast in the UHD65, and that has a contrast ratio of 1.2 million to 1 compared to the UHD60, which has 1 million to 1. Now the UHD60 is a brighter machine at 3000 lumens and the UHD65 only has 2200. However, what we found when we actually set these up is that there wasn't that much difference. In fact, we preferred the contrast ratio of the UHD65. It gave much better feeling and much better in-depth actual detail. What we do in a second though is we will have a little fiddle with the settings on the UHD60 and we'll try and get that as close as we possibly can to the UHD65, and I think you might be surprised by the results, because certainly from the images that you've seen up to now, you're probably thinking that the UH60 is a little bit washed out and the UHD65 has definitely got more detail. And you would be right in thinking that. This image here definitely sums that up and shows you those differences. So without a doubt, if you had any amount of money, you would definitely choose the UHD65. But now look what happens when we've had a play with the settings of the UHD60, and I think that the images that we've got are a lot closer. Now you should probably still be able to tell which one is the UHD60 and which one is the UHD65. For those of you that didn't know, you can see that it's the UHD60 on the left, but I think that the differences in the quality of the image now is very, very small, or certainly a lot smaller than what it was before. So the lumens are less on the UHD65 and the contrast ratio is higher. Another big difference is the fact that the UHD65 has an RGB color wheel, and that together with the contrast ratio is what's giving you a more detailed image. And really that's about it, but as you can see in all of these pictures, the UHD65 is a clearer, more detailed image. Now that's not to say that the UHD60 is a poor image in any way, but side by side, definitely the UHD65 wins, and it's really just a case of personal choice as to whether spending £700 or £800, $700 or $800 on the UHD65 extra, if that's worth it for you. Another consideration may be if you're a gamer. Now, the UHD65 has pure motion, which is what Optoma call the thing that helps them with things like image judder and also motion blur. Now, that can actually be a disadvantage if you're gaming. You may want to stick to the UHD60 for that. Now my friends, have a look at these specs and just go through line by line and you'll really get an indication of how different or not these two projectors are. There literally is just minute differences between the two. But in all of our tests and in others that we've seen, even people that calibrate these machines, they've all said that the UHD65 has the better picture. But is it the one that you should buy? For us, we think it's quite easy. We think the Optoma UHD60. It's just not worth spending £700 or £800 more, in our opinion, for that little bit of detail. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.